We have a very special guest in studio today. This is his second time on the show, our good friend, Adam Cella. Welcome to the show.
What's up, gentlemen? How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Welcome back. Yeah, we just wanted to have you on. We thought this was because when this comes out, it'll be 4 days before the next Cxbjj Invitational number 6.
Yep.
So we thought we'd get you in here and do kind of like a pre-show and talk about how everything's going with Cxbjj, what's new, kind of go through some of these matchups. I am on the card, so I'm excited to talk.
This
about
is what he wanted.
I just really wanted to
let's talk about me.
He wants to find out who Will Davis is.
I want to find out more about my opponent. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, Adam, how's how is this one been different for you since the last?
So honestly, we try to grow each time we do the event, whether it's the pro show or a tournament. We try to grow, and this time we're bringing in pretty big name for the main event, Kelvin Gastelum, who. His credentials speak for themselves. But before we had Kelvin, we had Anthony Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And it was going to be Anthony Smith and Jordan Dowdy. And Anthony was in and then ended up having a back surgery probably about 2 weeks or 3 weeks after we'd booked it, right? He was like, I'm hurt. I have to have this done. I was like, okay, cool. He wants to get on in the future, but we'll see. I mean, backs are pretty serious. So I started going through my list of my UFC Rolodex.
Yeah. So
and John Jones didn't answer.
You want your money back?
He owes me.
Yeah, he owes you.
And but I asked first. I asked Zach Cummings, who's my coach. Who Zach just retired last year. I think he's probably got like 23, 24 fights in the UFC. He's pretty. This is his career. But him and Jordan would have been a great match. And Zach was just coming off of surgeries and injuries and stuff, so he was kind of training, getting back into it. He has an event that same night, so he can't do it. But he definitely wanted to, so we'll probably have him on in the future. And then I hit up Uriah Hall, and
You guys stay in touch?
Yes. And I'll talk about him in a minute, but then he just didn't respond yet. So Kelvin had responded, like, absolutely, I'm in. Now, the caveat was Kelvin was supposed to fight this coming up weekend on the 18th of October. They moved his fight up like 6 weeks, and he just fought on UFC Noche.
Right.
And everybody knows he missed weight. That's why he missed weight, is at this level, your weight and everything is planned out by the day. And when you say, hey, and now Kelvin infamously has missed weight before, so he's a little thick, but he was like, yeah, they moved it up 6 weeks. That's 6 weeks of weight loss and cutting that I do that I couldn't make. 85 is usually not an issue for him. But he went out there and had a big win. He's a tough dude, and he, on like a 3 or 4 week camp. So that was cool. But Kelvin, he was like, hey, they want me to fight in Canada on the 18th. The week before, he's like, I want to do your show, but I don't want to commit to something. And what if I get hurt? I said, fuck it. We'll use it to promote it regardless. We'll see. We'll figure it out at the time. Worst case scenario, I'll step in and go against Jordan. Because that's the beautiful thing is we have backups. Myself and Enrique Watson, my business partner, him and I will step in and go against anybody. So we have good backups for black belts, brown belts, whoever. And I told Jordan this too. Jordan was like, okay, cool, I'm in. No big deal. But Kelvin, they moved his fight up. He got a big win. He's not hurt. I just talked to him 2 days ago. He's ready to go, man. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, he's coming in. He's never been to St. Louis, so he's coming in on Thursday. With his lady, and they're going to explore. I just said, don't get shot. That's the only thing is don't get shot. But they're going to explore, have a good time. We're going to do dinner on Friday.
Stay away from these spots.
Yeah. Well, he's staying in those spots. We're on a budget here. We got the Motel 6 downtown. No, he's actually, I got everybody up in a nice hotel downtown, but it is downtown. So it's right in the middle, kind of by Wash Ave, where everything's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But also,
take a street or two over and it's not so cool.
Yeah, it's St. Louis kind of sucks at times, but it is what it is.
Right. Oh man.
So, but yeah, no, just to circle back, we, bringing in bigger names. I had a co-main event lined up. I had Cody Kellison versus Neil Magny.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
And Neil just fought in Perth, Australia, 2 weeks ago, and he tweaked his neck. So he's like, hey man, I can't really do it. but he's going to jump on one time.
Wasn't that the card that Evan was supposed to be on?
Yes.
Yeah,
and Evan started his period and couldn't compete.
Yeah.
So, no, Evan, I think, hurt his ankle. I don't know what he did, but
his ankle or his knee?
I thought it was his ankle. But then I saw him training, like 2 weeks later. So it was nothing super serious, which is good.
Yeah.
But at that level, you can't take 2 weeks off in the middle of a camp when you're that close to a fight and think you're going to be 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
And Evan is so talented that he needs to show everybody what he can do.
Right.
And put himself on that pedestal.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, we just want to bring in the big names. We spend a lot of money trying to make a really cool show. And you guys have been before, so it's
they're awesome. I was telling everybody about it, and they're so excited. I just love the underground feel.
Yeah, and it's
awesome.
It's different, right? Like you can go to these. Another company used to do these pro shows, and they were they're cool, but they're everything you see, right? When you come to our event at Red Flag, it's like you said, it's like an underground
fight club.
Yeah. Like let's
The venue's sick.
It's the venue's super cool, and
for-
everybody always says, "Are you going to get a bigger venue?"
You don't need one.
I tell them no, because I like having a sold out place,
Right.
but also like you can't find that place anywhere.
No.
Like and especially for the price, it's super cool. Like if you went to,
I think the next one would probably be the factory.
the factory, but they want a lot of money to rent that out.
Sure.
But also it's just a nice place. It's not really cool and grimy, undergroundy. I mean, the place is super clean, but it's really like everything's black and like you're sitting in storage containers. Like it's just really cool.
It's like a punk rock club.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what it is, or like what it was originally.
It still is.
Right?
It's a concert venue.
Yeah.
But they have punk rock, but then they also have Taylor Swift tribute nights. He told me they do a Taylor Swift, like they play the concert on the big screen and people buy a ticket for it. I'm like, that's stupid, but all right. I mean,
my wife would go.
Yeah.
Those Swifties.
Oh no.
When that new album just came out, her and her friends, they like did a thing at like one of the theaters, and like they went and like from my understanding, it was they played the new album with and Taylor like talked about each song before it played.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
yeah, she needs more money too, so let's just
for sure. Let's just keep giving it to her. Yeah.
Stupid. Oh well.
Yeah. So, we've got a lot of matchups. I mean, how many?
So a couple of them. So in just the past couple of days, a couple things have dropped off, but we're at about 22 matches. And the card. I mean, if you want to talk about the card, we can. It starts off with a guy named Jesse Martinelli versus Cameron Halton. I don't know Cameron. He trains up at Wolvesden with Mop and those guys. But I know Jesse. I've trained with him. They're smaller guys. They're about 130, 140, average.
Yeah, 'cause Jesse fights 125.
Yeah.
No kids on this one?
No, I mean, they're the size of kids, but no. No, I tried matching up a couple kids. My coach, Junior, his daughter, Winter, she was my first... she wasn't my first kid, but she was one of the first, like, little kids I had, right? Like, I had Dan Schucart. His son, Johnny, was my first ever match. And Johnny holds a special place in my heart because of that, because he was so cool and it was so fun. But when Winter came out, she was this cute little 5-year-old girl. And when she walked up, you couldn't see her because she's walking through the crowd. And then she popped up on stage and everybody went insane. Like, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it because it was so cool. But I was going to match her again, but Junior, said, hey, we're going to wait till the next one just because he didn't feel like she was ready. A couple other kids had interest, but
It's probably tough.
It is tough because so when my son competed on a couple of them ago, he was matched very, what I say, unfairly, and I matched him. I found
Sorry, buddy.
I found a gym, and Nathan at the time was like, I think when we started like training camp, he was like 113, 114.
I think it was two times ago.
When I matched him, the kid was like, oh yeah, this kid's about 115, 120. And I'm like, okay, Nathan just training got down to like 107. Okay, but we had matched it already. This kid came in at about 135 pounds.
He was massive.
Like puberty had kicked in.
Overnight.
Yeah, and I was like, Nathan goes, Dad, the kid looks like he's 15. And Nathan was like 11 or 12. And I go, well, bud, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. Let's just get in, get a blast double, get on top, stay on top. And Nathan got rear naked choked, got beat. And I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. Like I'm going to know the kids. And I don't know if the coach did that on purpose or if he was just like, hey, I thought he was like 115.
Yeah.
Like, which is it is what it is. They're kids, it doesn't matter.
You're not sitting there watching them step on the scale every day or whatever.
Yeah. So but with kids, I had a couple kids I wanted to match, but it's really hard. Like, and then when you say kids, I've got like a 13-year-old girl who is a killer. She will beat you. She will beat me. She is ridiculous. Her name's Cassidy Hartman. She is hard to match because she can go with adults, but adults don't want to go against a kid and don't want to lose against kids.
It's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I can't find a kid that goes against her because every kid I've matched her up with, she just wrecks. And it's not fair.
Yeah.
She's so good that her parents took her out of school and they do a homeschool thing at a pedagogue school. It's like this.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, yes. And, but I mean, the girl's good and she's a beautiful young lady. So she's very marketable. Jiu-jitsu's top notch. Like she has a bright future for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
But a couple more matches we could talk about. So like Jesse, I was going to talk about Jesse. He's a stud wrestler. His jiu-jitsu's coming along, but he is a phenomenal grappler just because he's wrestled since he was like probably 3. I don't know Cameron. And then we got a couple ladies, 2 lady matches coming in. And then skip up, we got Brett Kelly, who I train with. You've probably trained
with him yesterday.
Brett is like an Olympic level strength conditioning coach. He is ridiculously strong. And his skill is right there too. He's fairly newer to the sport, but
I rolled 2 or 3 rounds with him yesterday.
Yeah,
we had him on last year.
Yeah,
and he was talking about his journey with it. Mm-hmm. I think he was just getting back into it at that time. He taken some time off, maybe.
Jiu-jitsu?
I thought so.
I don't think so.
I thought maybe
he's competed a lot.
I know
he competes.
Yeah,
I see him on social media. Seems like every weekend.
I don't get a chance to train them a whole lot, especially lately. But he super strong guy. And then the next match, we have another female match. It's Alex Fisher and Brittany Lloyd. I don't know Brittany. She trains with Tracy Taylor at TaylorMade. But Alex is wives with Dustin Fisher. Oh, okay. I've trained with Dustin Fisher for 20 years. And she's a little gangster. Like she started jiu-jitsu maybe a year or 2 ago. Got her blue belt, but she loves this shit. Like she's cool. And then Dustin, I'm so glad I got him to come to Revive with us because he is, and Dan talked about how he likes rolling with him. Dustin, it's hard to admit, but like I was training jiu-jitsu before Dustin got back into it, and for some reason that little fucker jumped ahead of me with like how good he is, especially in the gi. And I'm like, damn, dude. I'm like, I'm so glad you're here because Dustin makes everybody better. And then
now where was he training before?
No, we were at Finney's, and then he took time off to do nothing, like be a dad, right? Dustin's like super dad, and then he owns a car detailing shop, so he would detail my cars, and he's like, I need to get back into it. And at the time, Alex had owned a little gym right by my house, and I was like, dude, if you want to like roll or hit pads or something, we can go to her space. It's a minute from me. And then that transitioned to like, hey, why don't you come to Revive? I know you wrestled in high school. And then he worked out a deal with Junior Nick, and now he's been there for probably 4 or 5 years.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. But Alex, I'm excited for her. And then...
Would you know her opponent?
I don't know Brittany. I know she trains like police canine dogs.
Okay.
So she's kind of like a little badass in her own right for something else. Yeah. But I don't know her. Her coach, Tracy Taylor... When I started training MMA, he was like 6 or 7-0, trying to get on the Ultimate Fighter. He was like a big dude in St. Louis. The first jiu-jitsu like black belt I really knew. But I see him at all the wrestling tournaments. He coaches wrestling. His son is actually on the card. Hickson. His son's name is Hickson, like Hickson Gracie.
Like Hickson Gracie.
But that's just because he respects Brazilian culture and jiu-jitsu so much, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would assume so.
It would make so. Yeah, you name your kid Hoist.
Yeah.
Hickson he's a stud wrestler, college wrestler, but he's going to put on the gi and go against a guy named Joel Hobart.
Okay.
From I guess it's Alton Elite now.
Yes.
Trains with Court and Adam over there, so that'll be a fun match. But a guy that Blake Baumgart.
Yeah.
He is, he was on the last one, and he's going against a guy named Elliot Groth. I don't know Elliot, but Blake, when you see him, he's physically massive.
Yes.
You're like, Like he came, so I had
he moves furniture for a living, and he looks like he moves furniture for a living.
But he also looks like he could model like Calvin Klein underwear.
Yes, yeah,
and that's
very handsome guy.
Yeah. I would try it. Anyways, but we
big strong arms.
Well, I asked him to carry me just for no reason. He was like, "Why?" I was like, "Oh, whatever." But he was at my we had a birthday party for me at my brother's house, a pool party. He shows up in a tank top. I'm like, "What a dick!" Like, just put sleeves on.
Sleeves on, you motherfucker.
Yeah, his arms are like the size of my legs, and I'm like, Jesus. But Blake, he's always exciting. The last event, he could have had probably the most exciting gi match you've ever seen, and it was awesome.
Who's his opponent?
Elliot Groth. I don't know him. I know he's done a few of like the Imposed Will Strange Hands events.
Yeah, I've been training with Blake a lot, getting ready for this. Him and I have been doing he's been doing getting privates and stuff, and I've been like helping him with that. And he's got a good game plan.
Sure. Blake is tough. Elliot's tough from what I've heard. Again, the beautiful thing, like we kind of talked about it, I don't know most of these people. And that's why when I match make, you just give me what's on, it's paper versus paper. You know, unless I know you personally, then it's like, okay, I like Matt Green. Yeah. I when he was a blue belt, they were like, "Oh, Adam, you should go roll with him." A terrible idea. I was a blue belt, he's a blue belt, but he's the best grappler I've ever gone with. Like he's insane. So like when I know someone's got like a pretty good edge, like we'll talk about it in a second. There's a guy, Dan Davey. I try to match it up fairly, right? So like I just said, Dan Davey's going against a guy named Philip Culbertson. Dan Davey is a purple belt, but this doesn't happen to me often. He submitted me 4 times in one round.
Wait, who? Dan did?
Dan Davey, yes. Okay. Submitted me 4 times in one round. That doesn't happen to me. Now, I get submitted, that's fine. But 4 times is fucking stupid.
Yeah, in one round.
And it was the same shit over and over and over. And it was like, I just couldn't catch up to him. And I'm like, are you a black belt? He's like, no, it's a purple belt. He's been a purple belt for like 5 years. I'm assuming he moved around or something like that. But then I watched him submit a couple of our black belts with not ease, but like with like technique. Like it wasn't like, oh, I caught a guillotine because he did something stupid. It was like he set something up and went for it and got it. And I was like, damn. So I put him with Philip Culbertson, who's a pretty good brown belt. And that's where it's like, I know a little bit about Dan and I know Philip's good. So that's a pretty even match. You know, I think Philip might be slightly shorter, a little more strong maybe, but Dan's longer, lankier. That'll be a really fun match. And then one match that I had on here, Ty Flores and Tristan Kelly. So Tristan trains down in Springfield. He's a brown belt.
Gracie Humada guy, right?
No. Springfield Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
You might be thinking of Tristan Overig, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe, I'm not sure. But Tristan Kelly trained out of Springfield Fight Club, and he's a brown belt stud dude. Just went and did, I think he just did like no-gi pans or whatever there just was, and did well. Ty is an MMA guy who I've rolled him. He's just big, strong, and he's a gamer. But I got a call that Ty hurt his knee. So I'm trying to replace him with a guy named Ben. Let's see what Ben's last name. I got to make sure I say it correctly. Ben Tynan. Ben Tynan. He fights for 1FC and he's undefeated over there. I think he's like 5-1 as a pro, but his name is the Vanilla Thunder or something. He's like a big goofball, but I'm waiting to hear from Tristan's team if they're cool with that matchup. But he trains with Ty and Ty and those guys train with like Overeem, Curtis Blades, like over in Colorado. They're a big gym, MMA gym, but like it's bigger. So that's a match that if I get Tristan Kelly versus Ben, the Vanilla Thunder guy, that'll be fun. Sure. Then you got Dan Davey and Philip Culbertson. That'll be awesome. There's a guy named Zach. There's a guy from Watson's named Zach who's on the card. No, Zach, your match with Will Davis. I don't know Will. He's coming up from Kentucky. He just made his pro MMA debut. But he's been training in the gi, so he's like, he wanted no gi, and I was like, well, yeah, well, and I was like, well, here's the deal. It's like, I have a gi match for you. That's what I have. And he was like, okay, cool. He's been training. He's probably been the number one, like, promoting person as far as like sharing stuff and like being excited, this and that. But he's from out of town. So, you know, he doesn't have a big following here, but super nice guy. Awesome so far to deal with. But I fully expect that to be a very technical match because in the gi things slow down. And I think you're going to slow it down.
For sure.
To an extent, right?
Yeah,
it can be your world.
Yeah, I'm bringing him into my world. It's kind of, you know, I've looked him up. I don't see that he's done, at least that he's posted a lot of, you know, like jiu-jitsu competitions.
He just did. I think he just did a purple belt tournament, maybe like a month ago. I might be wrong, but no, I know he's been training. So that actually, aside from you sitting here, that should be a pretty exciting one. And then we got like the top four, man. It's
dude. I'm excited about every single one of those.
Well, I had like 5 or 6 black belt matches, and then things started dropping off. Shannon Walsh had a match, and same thing happened last time. His opponent dropped off because of an injury. And last time Enrique stepped in and beat Shannon. This time I said, "Hey, I'll step in," and Shannon was like, "No, let's do." You know, and it's not that I think I think Shannon's probably way better than I am. But he was like, he chose, he's like, no, he's like, I really wanted to go against the guy I was supposed to go with. I just want to come and watch the event and stuff like that. And that's fine. But we had like 2 more on there, but what we've got locked in is Cody Kellison, who is if you're around here and you do jiu-jitsu, you know Cody. Yeah. I'm flying a guy in from Colorado again, Dante Skyro. I don't know this Dante guy. He's a MMA dude. But he said yes.
Is that a no-gi match?
Yeah. And finding Cody a match is kind of difficult because people know him and he's really good.
Yeah.
So that's
he competes so much.
He does, and that's super exciting.
Especially
and then
coming off of was he Ireland?
Yeah,
then he
just
won
the Ireland.
I don't know where. I don't know how these guys pay for this shit. Like a trip to Ireland is not cheap.
No,
but Cody's a light. You know, that's what he does for a living is jiu-jitsu. So that's his world. Next we have a gi match with Chaz Johnson and Colin Parr. You train with Colin. Colin coming from an MMA background and just kind of, I don't know if he actually retired now, but transitioning to jiu-jitsu. Colin's always been really, really good.
Just a fucking gamer, dude.
Yeah. But in his fights, he never got to show his jiu-jitsu. And it was like, dude, why are you not like, you should be breaking everyone's arms, putting them to sleep, like crazy. Because I got to roll with Colin and I'm significantly bigger than him. And he did what he wanted. Like Colin's good. Colin's
He's very good. I train with Colin a lot.
Mm-hmm. And then in a gi, it's obviously gi. I think gi jiu-jitsu really shows who the better jiu-jitsu person is, right? Because in no-gi, you can slip in things to get away with stuff. Mm-hmm. I think in no-gi, you have the better athlete, but in gi, you have the better jiu-jitsu
practitioner. Yeah.
Player,
practitioner.
So,
who's he fight? Who's that he's going against?
He's going against this Chaz Johnson, who I believe this is Chaz's first competition at black belt, but he runs, I believe, the Gracie Humaida Edwardsville. I think he's one of the head coaches up there. Chaz has done jiu-jitsu forever. Awesome guy, easy to deal with. So I've never rolled him, so I don't know how that's going to go. But Chaz is the reason I actually decided to get championship belts again. So because of the amount of money we're putting out for talent to come in and all that stuff and just the cost of a show, I was like, man, I got to cut costs somewhere. And I was like, I'll just give everybody medals, save on the belts. The belts are expensive. So, but Chaz was like, man, I was really hoping to kind of get a chance at a belt. And I was like, fuck. So I went ahead and ordered them for all the black belts. I think that's fair.
For sure.
But yeah, no.
There was a few years where a couple times where you're giving belts to everybody.
I gave belts to everybody the first couple, and I was like, "This is stupid." So then I think what I like doing is they make these little bitty belts that you guys could put on shelves here.
Bro, I need one.
But we'll have a cool medal.
Yeah.
But there was one year I did these etched things. I thought they were crystal, but they were like plastic and super shitty. And we did a pre-fight meeting, whatever. And I was like, guys, I really apologize. These are not what I wanted them to be, but this is what you get. I was like, I thought I was getting something totally different. I said, you don't even have to keep it. I don't care. But they make these little bitty belts that I think they're like little 1 pound belts that are, if you did 10 of them and you had 10 belts lined up, it would be super cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then I can get them even like color coordinated for your belt. Like, because you can change the color of the ribbon and whatever, customize it. But then the co-main event is Anthony Beard versus Derek Ripley. Derek Ripley's from Kansas City. He's as long as I've been fighting, I've known his name in just the world of combat sports. But he's coming down to take Anthony Beard. Anthony's original opponent dropped off like a day after I booked it. I was like, oh, well, shit. And Anthony's an awesome dude. And where
does he train?
He trains at BJJ Lifestyles with Mike Rethmeyer. And Anthony, I think the first time I had him on, he got flying triangled by Sean Woods.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, but then his next time he went out was he went with, I can't remember who he went with. Oh, he went with, I want to say maybe John Shell. I might be wrong. But he looked fucking awesome. I was like, dude, you're really good. And Jordan was ref, and Jordan's like, dude, he looked fucking good. And I was like, man. And plus, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's an awesome dude. Been great to deal with. So I obviously want to keep having him back on. And he's a little bit older. He's not old by any means, but he's a little bit older. So how many more of these could he do? Mm-hmm. Right. So that's going to be.
So those two guys are older.
Yeah. So Shannon Walsh, who I just talked about, his coach, I guess, coming up was Derek Ripley. And now he trains with Anthony Beard. So he's like, and that's how that match kind of came apart. He came together. He goes, dude, that would be awesome to fill him in with that. And so I said, okay, let's see. And Sweet. It worked. But then we got our main event, which is Kelvin Gastelum and Jordan Dowdy. Jordan is, if you've been in St. Louis, you do combat sports. Jordan's fought forever, trained forever. He is the most probably mentally strict to his game plan, right? Before his little quote unquote camp started for this, he sent myself, Nick, everybody this is my training schedule. And he sticks to it to a T. And
discipline. Yeah,
I always told him, 'cause him and I become good friends, and I said, man, the one thing that you've always had that I've never had is discipline. Like when it comes to eating, like I can't say no. Like I love snacks and shit. And Jordan, like, he's like, no, I eat strict and I get a steak on Friday. And then he used to always post his steak, like, and that was like his pride and joy, like his baby. But when he decided to do jujitsu, he's like, I'm going to put on a gi and get my black belt. He got it as quick as you possibly can. Like, you know, when we started, we kind of both got blue belts right away. But he started like focusing on the gi before me. He was blue belt. Then like, it was like a year later, got his purple belt, a year later, got his brown belt. And then he won every big tournament at Brown. And like, you can't deny him at that point. Like, okay, right. Well, here you go. So he got his black belt a couple years ago. And he wants to compete against high level people. And the thing that's different now between when he trained MMA was he doesn't care. Like he's like, it's just jiu-jitsu. Who cares? And he's always felt that he was at that high level of competitor. And now he gets the chance to go against someone who's currently in the UFC, one of the higher ranked guys, probably close to top 15 again, and see where he stacks up.
Yeah. So it's super exciting. Are all the black belt matches no gi?
No. Chaz and Colin are gi.
Oh yeah, that's right. I knew Colin was gi.
Yeah, that's it.
Colin was gi. That was right.
Yeah, that's it.
Colin and I have been, like I said, training a lot.
Yeah.
Ready for this. You know, both have gi matches and stuff. So, and we're similar size. So, and he's way better than me. So, you know, it's been great for me. So, and the fact that I can, you know, I have a pretty specific game plan for this, and you know, I've been able to, you know, do well with that game plan against most people that I train with. So,
that's good.
I'm feeling great.
That's good. And then just the other half of the main event, Kelvin Gastelum. I actually, I made a post with all his, like, some of his credentials, right? And I was like, Jesus, dude, like he has done what everybody who puts on a pair of MMA gloves wants to do.
For sure.
So he won the season of Ultimate Fighter that I was on. That's how I know him. So he won that. And then I think he's at like 24 fights in the UFC right now. He has, I think, 3 Fight of the Night bonuses, 4 Performance of the Night bonuses, Submission of the Season for Ultimate Fighter. And then like his wins, he knocked out Tim Kennedy. He beat. I have to think about it, but I think there's like a list of like 7 or 8 dudes, like Jake Ellenberger, all these guys that he just beat. And it's like, dude, that's like a who's who. Now he's lost to Israel Adesanya.
Dude, that was one of my favorite. I was going to say, why you're going to bring that up? That might be one of my favorite UFC fights of all time.
That fight is in the UFC Hall of Fame. Yeah. So now Kelvin, on his credentials, is a UFC Hall of Famer, which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
And it's like, and talking to him, so he won this last fight, and talking to what they want for his like future plans, you might see that fight again.
No shit.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the path they're kind of looking at. But he's never done a jiu-jitsu match. He's never done a jiu-jitsu competition. Wow. He's like, I've never he wrestled his whole life, but he's like, I've never done that.
Gone out and just grappled.
He got his black belt. He was probably mid-20s when he got his black belt. So the skill's there.
Right. Oh, for sure.
And the grappling skill's there. And I think when I look at the match, just how I play it out in my head, I think Kelvin's going to be a little bit smaller. Jordan's pretty big. Kelvin's going to be a little bit smaller. I think Kelvin's going to be faster because he's younger and he's a super athlete. I think Jordan's going to be a lot stronger and probably more technical. But in no-gi, the technique kind of gets alleviated by some athleticism. So with our rule set, and I train with Jordan almost every day, you have to fire submissions. Like you got to try to end the fight. That's what we want. So we'll see, man. Because I think in a point system, Jordan wins 15-2. Like that's Jordan is very good at getting points, getting position, and then you can't fucking move him. Like he's
there.
Yeah. He is. It's like this. It's like this table's on you. You're like, God damn it, But Kelvin is wiry, scrappy, and he's a gamer, dude.
Yes, dude, I'm so excited, man. It's gonna be so fun. I can't wait.
Yeah. Is this which one is this the 6th one you guys have done?
Yeah, this is our 6th one. And I think each time they've kind of gotten better and better and better. The only thing that sucks about this one is I usually try to have like 7 or 8 black belt matches because I want everybody to see the high level stuff. Mm-hmm. They've kind of dropped off, it happens.
Injuries.
Yeah. So, but here we are.
Yeah.
Dude, what's just cool. It's cool to think is that you were able to get 7 or 8 black belt matches like that. Like, just with where the sport's gone from years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you first started this, it was, I remember there being like 1 or 2 black belt matches at the very end.
We've always had a bunch for the St. Louis shows, the ones we used to do in Kansas City and North Carolina, stuff like that. Like, so I just competed out in North Carolina 3 weeks ago, and we had 3 black belt matches. I'm not even a black belt, but I was going against a 22-time world champion. And I asked for it. So it was my own fault. But, just out there is just a little bit different.
It's just not as big out there, or is
it's just not a big net you can cast because the venue's the shows we do out there are much different.
They look like they were outside.
Yes, the ones we do out there are typically cool. The one when I got involved, we started doing them outside, and it has nothing to do with me. It just happened to be that way. And the venue's a little bit smaller, so to where we usually put about 500 people in Red Flag, we do maybe 200 out there. It's a little more intimate, but like this last one was right on the water.
That's sweet.
Problem was we had a hurricane. The tail end of a hurricane's like coming through, so it's like raining. So we had to get a big, like one of those big circus tents. We had that set up, which without that tent, everything looks way cooler. Mm-hmm. As far as the aesthetics. So, but I mean, we make it work.
Yeah.
Out there you just can't bring, you can't bring Kelvin Gastelum in, you can't bring Neil Magny's in and stuff like that. The cost just doesn't. Yeah. The juice is not worth the squeeze, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And out here, like,
is that just because we're like in the middle of the country? Is that why? Or?
Yes, because I pull usually from like 4 or 5 hours out. Now I'll fly Kelvin in. I'm flying guys in.
Where's he from?
He's in Arizona. So I bring in. I've flown guys in from Texas, Texas, Colorado this time. I've flown them in from North Carolina almost every show, and I just chalk it up as you got to invest in your company, have good matches.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. Like we don't make nearly as much money as we could, But like we have so much fun doing this shit. Like so it doesn't even matter.
It's exciting, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah. I mean, now what's more of a pain in the ass to plan, the tournament or the invitational?
So the invitational is a lot more moving parts.
People dropping out and shit.
Not even that. I've got to get a staging company. I've got to get, I'm working on having a host for the events now. So I've had a couple people be ring announcers, stuff like that. There's something I have in my head that I want, and it's a host, someone who can, like when you go to the Cardinal game and you got his name was that one guy.
Yeah, he's
right?
a member here.
Yes. So Todd Thomas.
Yep.
I've asked him 7 times to do this, and he's always busy or he just doesn't want to. I don't care.
His daughter will be a ring girl.
Yes. She was, what she did, Jake Paul fight or whatever?
Jake Paul fight. Ring
But every time he's busy, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I wanted someone who can interact with the crowd and host. And the past couple of times I've had someone, they checked a couple boxes, but not all the boxes. And I have someone in mind. I've been working with her, or talking to her for, a couple months. She just is booked for a Halloween party that night. So she can't do it this October, but I'm hoping for the future events. She's cute. She's fun. She's bubbly. She is a drag queen. Yes. So, and what I mean by that is she just does like the crazy makeup and shit. Okay. And she puts on these fucking shows that are, I've heard her sing. Like she could be on like a Broadway, like she is good. But I've seen some of her interactions with people, and that's what I want. Right. And I showed my wife, I was like, hey, I want this. I'm just, I'm talking to this chick trying to get her to host these things. And she's like, I was like, she's married to a woman, so we're fine. She's like, okay, cool. I'm like, yeah. But she's what I want. If I can lock her in, that's going to be super cool. So you've got staging, lighting, host, the matchups, hotels, logistics, like the transportation, the pay, all this stuff. And then I got, like you guys sponsored the one time with those VIP boxes. I'll get those boxes, I get the food that's going in there. Now they let me do unlimited drinks in there. And it's like, awesome. Yeah. And cool. That was, I had to really work for that one because I was like, if you guys are up in the VIP box, you want to be VIP. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and I was supposed to have a bartender in that top corner, but it never worked out. So I'm like, what if we just did like buckets of beer? And then BEK is the only one that had to go get refills on their buckets. Yeah. But
go figure.
Yeah. But they, and I still get food catered from,
Johnny Hideout.
No. Oh. So I go to a guy named Justin Price owns Wesley Rogers down in Arnold, which used to be Ponderosa. And when he took it over, everybody thinks Ponderosa, the shitty buffet food. They actually got killer fucking food. Like it's really good. And he has supported not only myself, but this company. So I cannot do anything but give money back to him. Mm-hmm. And that's how I think business should be, right? Like, I think you scratch my back, I scratch your back type thing. And you guys have that with real estate and
totally
all that shit. So
for sure.
It's a little bit different, but yeah, no, just all the logistics of the pro show, it's a lot. But then the tournament, I just need people to sign up. And like, I can't force you to sign up. And it's like, the problem we have, and I hope people will hear this and see this, is you'll check your bracket and there's nobody signed up. So you're like, well, I'm not signing up. The problem is the 15 other people that want to do the tournament are doing the same shit you're doing.
No one's signing up.
So so with Cxbjj, I can't speak for other places. If you sign up and there's no one in your bracket, I will either refund you or we can use it as a credit. Like it's not wasted money. Like if you're like, oh, well, I'd just rather have my money back. I will have either a Venmo, Cash App, or cash in your hand that day. Like, I just want everybody to sign up. And then if you can't afford it, talk to me. We'll work it out. Right. I just want to grow our brand and when we started doing these in St. Louis, when I first started bringing them here, the pro shows were, yes, it's a cool event. I never thought about making money. It was, I want to do something cool. And then when I had Johnny Schucart on and the way that Dan and Liz were talking to me about afterwards, that's what it was. It was about making memories for people, giving people the opportunity to do something that they never could get to do. Because I fought forever. I was the main event guy here in St. Louis forever. And it was me walking out with the lights and shit was like second nature. Most people don't get to do that. And we had a girl, Susie Uncle, who we got on in Kansas City. she told me, she's like, on the elevator ride down with the team and I'm getting ready to go compete. She goes, I felt like I was a superstar. And I was like, that's the point. Right. So we had Johnny Schucart on, and then Dan and Liz were, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. And you guys just had Dan on with the best podcast ever, by the way.
Yeah.
Dan is like the greatest guy you'll ever meet. Right. I'm way better than him at jiu-jitsu. And I'm surprised you didn't talk about it, because especially in the gi, I'm way better. But he was super happy.
You should prove that. You should put that on the card.
Dude, I tried. He said he gave me $100 to not bring it up.
Yeah.
But then with Junior and Winter, so with the kids, I don't give them belts. We don't, when they're that little, we don't have winners, right? I'm not a big fan of participation awards and shit. But when you're 5 or 6 years old, there's no winners, no losers. It's, you come out and everybody cheers for you. But Junior was like, hey, can I buy one of those belts to give Winter? So, and I happen to have another one, so I gave it to him. I didn't care. But for him to like go out of his way to ask to buy a belt, and if you guys know Junior, he will sell you another Cxbjj shirt. He'll sell me a Cxbjj shirt.
Yeah. He's a great salesman.
He is and very cheap. But yeah, no, it was like, okay, cool. I'm creating memories for people. And then the messages I get after every show, we've done 6 of them, and let's say we have 20 on each of them. That's 120 matches, 240 competitors. You know, some people are recycled, like you've been on before. I've only had one person complain, and this person was more complaining about the parking. Not my problem. They were complaining that we didn't have food for sale. Again, not my problem. And it was too crowded. Again, good problem.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but what I have done, we did the last time, I made the mat bigger. I eliminated seats. I eliminated a couple rows of seats. So we're losing spectator seats, which is dollars, to put on a better show. Then that's the goal, is we want to have the best show you can. And there's a balance, right? Your best show you can where we're not going to lose our ass, but this one's going to be real cool, because everything's going to go, I think it's going to go smoother than it did before, because they always get better, or easier, I should say.
Well, yeah, you've done it 5 other times. You've learned from your prior mistakes. You know, things are always going to run smoother the more you do it, just like anything else.
Well, that's what's great too, is like, I'll park up, I'll put my back against the bar, and I'm still 10 feet from the mat. I'm like, this is great.
Oh, dude, there's not a bad seat in the house. I mean,
no, the seats are, so that's what I like about with the elevated stage, and everybody wants to do the CJI, the walls, right?
Yeah. I mean,
it's in the works, right?
Really?
So the problem I have is seating.
It's gonna take
I can
more
rent.
seating.
You got to have, no, the walls will be fine, but it won't be a red flag.
Okay.
So for that one, I think I'm going to do an outdoor event. I'm either thinking 9 Mile Garden or Frankie Martin's Gardens, right?
Dude.
Because Cottleville one would be the Frankie Martin.
Well, think about it. They will pay me to bring an event there, because like, I'm like, hey dude, I'm going to be bringing 350 people here that probably aren't going to be here normally. Like, I've never been to Frankie Martin's, but I'm sure they don't have 350 people there on a Saturday night.
Oh no. I mean, I used to live half a mile from 9 Mile. And, you know, we used to go up there all the time. But I mean, yeah, depends on if there's an event going on that weekend, or they got the Cardinal game on or whatever. Yeah, there's more people. But I mean, I can't see why they would say no to that. The amount of alcohol sales and food sales that they would get.
Well, I think 9 Mile Garden would be tough, just because everything, I feel like, I haven't been to the one out in Cottleville yet, but the one at 9 Mile Garden, I feel like everything's kind of like sloping down.
There's a flat
Is
spot.
there?
So that's the only thing I got to look at with Frankie Martin's. I've never been in there. I just drove past it when I was going to Jordan's house a couple times. It is kind of uneven, right? They do have a stage, but the stage is not big enough for what I need. I got to look at it. But the problem is seating, right? So you got this, if you're going to have the bowl, it's going to be on the ground, and you got these 3-foot walls. So you can't have seats right there. So you got to have bleacher seats.
Yeah.
I've got to find a place that can rent bleacher seats, but I don't want the shitty bleachers like at the softball game.
Yeah.
I want something that actually has fold-up chairs. And in my head, I don't know why you couldn't find a section of chairs where it's like 6 to 10 chairs, 3 or 4 rows up. Let's go 3 rows. It's not that big.
Right.
You could rent it, and they're nice seats. But do like 2 sets on 4 sides, and everything's just, you make the tickets one price.
Well, that, and then you could also, at least at 9 Mile, they got that big screen, and you could have it being streamed on the screen as well. So if if they're in the corner where you can't see or something, you look up to the screen, just like you would if you were going to a live MMA fight. You can't always, sometimes the pole's in the way or whatever, so I think they could totally do that.
And I think
that is such a cool idea.
And I think what would be good for like the venue is if I'm like, hey, look, next October, we want to be here or September for an outside event, book the food trucks. We're going to have 300 people here.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man, for sure.
And food trucks, I think, pay them to go there,
Yeah,
I would assume. So it's like, you guys pay me to bring an event here, and then you're going to make money on these trucks because you're going to guarantee there's 300 people here. Like, here's my numbers of all the tickets we've sold. Now, I don't think you would have as many seats because you don't have you'd have GA, but you don't have like the VIP box. You don't have the second floor balcony, all that stuff. But that's an idea because building the walls is easy. Building the fucking
the
mat.
bowl or whatever
That's easy.
The pit.
Yeah, that's easy to do. It's the rest of it that we're working on. But yeah, no, it's in the works because everybody thinks it's cool and they want to do it. So whatever.
Yeah, why not? I mean, what's cool about what I like about it is it eliminates the resets, and you don't have, because that's the one negative thing about, if people are getting close to the edge, we got to bring them back to the middle so nobody falls off, which obviously we want to keep people safe. But, sometimes those resets, oh, my hand was here, it wasn't here, whatever.
Yeah, well, and that's where we have a legit rule set that is, it works for you. It works for you. It's no matter what the position is, you're going to be started exactly how it is in the center. Or if you're going off, or I think, let's say if you throw up an arm bar and you're right by the edge of the mat, we can't start you in an arm bar. So you start standing, like going right back to neutral. That's what we're going to do. And the rules are very, they're detailed and lined out on how we do that. And then we go over with the refs as well. So this time for the referees, we have Jordan Butler and then this guy Nadeem who, he did the show the last time and he does some MMA reffing. And I was like, hey, are you able to do this? He's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh, we'll see. He did amazing. Like, I was like, dude, you're in, man. He did awesome. Jordan was like, because Jordan's kind of like our head ref, kind of coming up with the rules and helping us and stuff here in St. Louis. And he was like, yeah, man, he's good. So, sweet. But yes, no, we want to change some things and bring other events here with like the bowl and stuff like that. But it's.
Yeah, a lot of logistics, a lot of moving pieces. But man, dude, I love that that's something that's being talked about. I mean, the idea of a outdoor event in September, sounds so cool.
The weather's a bitch in St. Louis. I was going to say that's the only, it could be 150 degrees or it could be snowing. Like it's
right. Or you plan all this and all of a sudden there's a fucking thunderstorm that night.
Well, and that's so what we would have like an insurance policy to work because the insurance would either be we move it to just a gymnasium. Like in a high school or something, or then you don't get like beer sales, stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
Or we just cancel the event, reschedule, and everybody gets refunded.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's like a rain check on a baseball game, right? Like, hey, your tickets are good for the next one. It's going to be in April or whatever. But
yeah.
So
that's a cool idea, though. I like it.
Yeah, we have good ideas. I mean, they're all good ideas until they don't work. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Man, I'm super excited, man. Well, is there anything else that we didn't get to that, we want to cover?
Yeah, I do want to. So just so we're clear, Dan can beat my ass in jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Specifically in a gi. So the one thing, when's the last time you rolled with Dan?
Dude, it's been a long time. We actually talked about it because I rolled with him like one of his first days. And, and I was white belt.
That's what you're talking about.
Belt at the
and
time.
you armbarred him.
I armbarred him like really quick. But no, honestly, that might have been the last time. Maybe I rolled with him when he was a blue belt. But I haven't rolled with him in years, honestly.
So Dan, the one thing he does that is like stupid good is like when you go for a grip on a gi, I have to grab it and then I have to readjust. He is like a sniper. He gets it exactly where he wants it to be the first try and it is stuck.
It's gorilla glue.
Oh my God. Yeah, Dan is stupid strong.
He's a big fucking guy.
Yes, he is. But he's got the grip that like is ridiculous. But he grabs whatever he goes for, boom, he's got it on the first try. And I'm like, you can't break it.
It's there until he wants it to not be there.
And it's insane. He's good. Dan's good. Dan's very, very good. Like, and him and I got our brown belts together and then we both got stripes together. But I am here to tell you that like, he is, when you say there's levels, right? In a gi, and I say in a gi, he is levels above me. And it's like, he never wants to admit this shit, but he's not here to stop me, so fuck it. But Dan is, like I told you earlier, he's one of those guys I look up to as like a husband, a father, as a person, and the shit that he's been through. Like the podcast you guys did with him, you heard some of the stories. I've heard those stories before, and then hearing them again, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like,
I'm sitting over here just getting goosebumps.
No, he is. When I talk about him, like people think because I can fight or I could fight, because now I'm just fat and old. People are like, oh yeah, you're bad dude. I'm like, no, the real bad dudes are the guys I train with, and it has nothing to do with combat, like combat sports. It's like the shit that Dan's done and been through. A bad motherfucker. We got another guy, Nick Sanders, who's our coach. Nick is a bad motherfucker outside of jiu-jitsu. We have a guy named Chris Smith, who's a Green Beret. He's a bad motherfucker. Like, I actually had Chris Smith take my wife and I to the shooting range because I'm not very. I have guns. I don't like guns. I just think guns in the wrong people's hands is the problem, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm not comfortable with them, but we need them for protection. So Chris, hey, will you take us here to teach us how to shoot these things? He's like, sure. And he's showing us how to do all this stuff. And I'm like, you're a fucking gangster, dude. And then there's like, I got a picture of him and my wife, Jenny. Like, he's like showing her something. I'm like, I don't like this. You gotta let go.
And this is how you shoot.
Yeah, he's doing the hip.
Let me adjust your hips.
He's like, it's all in the hips. And I'm like, fuck.
Hold on, I need to adjust your hips.
Yeah, but no, it's guys like that are like the real bad fucking dudes. And then like even like, so my business partner, Enrique, he's retired Marine. And since I go out to North Carolina all the time, all the guys we have out there, it's a Marine town, like Camp Lejeune's right there. All these dudes, like I was rolling with, he's now Enrique's black belt, but his name's Jeff. Find out he's like a colonel in the Marines. And I'm like, dude, that's like, apparently there's like, you just get stars after that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, okay, cool. He actually headbutted me right in the face because I was beating the shit out of him and gave me like 14 stitches. I was like, yeah, you should cheat. Yeah. Pussy. He'll never see this, so cool. But no, it's just so cool getting to roll with these guys who, like, if you think about it, they change the world. Like they make it able for you guys to do this every week.
Right. Sure.
So it's super cool. But no, I just wanted to get off my chest that Dan can beat me up. So let's. Yeah. So he's not like, what the fuck you say? Yeah, could you imagine like Dan coming up like, I want to fucking roll with you
right now?
Fuck. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm like, I got a call. I gotta be on. Or I gotta go to work.
See ya.
They need me.
I gotta wash my hair. I'm out.
I gotta wash my hair.
So yeah, no, that's it, man. That's it. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on.
You mentioned your wife. She's got a new brand out that she just came out
so
with.
My wife Jenny, she for years she's been talking about she wants to do something, right? Like, and you know, when you get older, you're like, what? Like, this can't be all to life. Like, what are we doing? And we have our kids and they're fucking cool. Like Mila just turned 5 and she's like, we're walking through Target yesterday. She's got her purse on her. It's like, it's my birthday. I'll get what I want. And I'm like, where the fuck she learned this at? But Jenny for years has been talking about wanting to do something. And when I started doing the shows here, the Cxbjj here, she helps, but she can only do so much because like she can't go hand out flyers because she doesn't know the gym owners and stuff. She doesn't have the rapport that I do. And so she came up with this idea to have a clothing line, right? And it's called Savage Wife Co. or company, whatever you want to call it. And you know, so I coach kids wrestling, and at these wrestling tournaments they have t-shirts, and like some of them say like, I love hot wrestling dads and stupid shit. No. And she wants to make some of these shirts. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me know if I can help you. She asked me for something. I'm like, no. This is you want to do this. You let me know what you want to do. So all of it's 100% her. I got her, like, so the guys who do my t-shirts did her shirts for this October event, but you let me know what you need and I'll help you. But this is 100% her. And she's doing something she's working on is every shirt sale is going to go towards helping. So our son, Nathan's my stepson. His real dad's a piece of shit. And we went through court for all this nonsense. It just seems stupid. And it put Nathan through a whole lot of trauma. So she's doing a thing where it's kind of be a scholarship to help kids like him so like my son, you guys know his music stuff, but he's also won a few like state jiu-jitsu wrestling tournaments, all this stuff. Like he was into it. Now he's getting back into it. Took a little break because I think I pushed him too hard, but he's getting back into it. But she wants to do like a scholarship program to help kids. Like, hey, we'll cover 6 months at Revive or wherever you go to either do jiu-jitsu just for like an outlet. Right.
Yeah.
So it's super cool that she wants to do that. And you know, I by law, I have to support her, but no, I want to support her with everything she does. So I'm hoping that it takes off and she's able to I saw a movie the other day that said if you help one person, you've done your job or something. And then, maybe
something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, no, that's her little endeavor.
Yeah, cool. Well, and she's like, so it's gonna be a clothing brand with like,
it's like kind of like
for wives of sports people.
Yeah, it's kind of like your wife has to deal with your bullshit.
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna go train. And she's got the kids. I guess I'll deal with the kids. Yeah. Like, fuck. And or any, and your wife's probably pretty cool. But like all that stuff, like when I fought, I always said, so all the relationships I had before I met Jenny was all the women loved the idea of me. Right. And it sounds super arrogant to say, but they loved, okay, it's fight night. Okay. You're at the top of the card. Oh my God. It's so cool. But every night it was, I trained till 7. I went home, took a shower, ate and slept. Like, they're like, you don't want to do anything. I'm like, fucking no, I don't. I want to sleep. Like, I'm tired. Like, I've been up since 4. I've trained, worked, trained some more, trained again, and then now I'm home. Like, this is
I got to get into my underwear and fight someone in a cage.
Yeah, exactly. And it was always, they never liked the process, right? Just like with everything in life. Like, you guys are building anything here, it's like, nobody likes the process. They like the end result. And her idea is kind of like to deal, because she's dealt with all my bullshit for 10 years of just shit. And so she was like, yeah, kind of a cool little, like, the wives need a fucking something too.
Yeah.
And so we've come up with a couple of shirts, but we have some for sale next weekend that'll, on the 25th, very simple, just the name, but I know Alex Fisher's all about it. She's super pumped. Yeah. A couple of the other girls that commented, they're excited for it. So it'll be cool, man. See what happens with it.
Yeah, I'll make sure Gina buys a shirt for sure.
Give her a discount for no % off. I don't even know what she wants to sell them for. I have no idea what the price is. Like, I know what they cost to make, but I don't know what she wants to sell them for. And then how much of that goes toward that scholarship thing she wants to do. Like, it's all her, man.
So cool.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Well, Adam, it's been great having you in here, man. This has been fun having you back, and I'm really excited for next weekend, and I'm so glad that you put this on for us, and you go through the sacrifice of all the pain in the ass just so you can put on an awesome show for everybody.
Yeah. It's gonna be cool, man. I'm glad you guys are gonna be there. I know Pat said you guys got a party bus of 20 plus coming out, so that's gonna be.
I'm not gonna be on it, but yeah.
No, sir, you're right. You gotta be there at 4:30.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna ride home with him.
Yeah. We'll be having fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be a good show. The tickets are not quite sold out, but they're getting close. And it always does this. Like, this time we actually sold, the amount of tickets we're at now way in advance. When I had Anthony Smith on, someone came in and bought like 20 front row seats. And then when I changed it to Kelvin, someone bought like 15 more. I haven't even announced any other matches.
They should know that they're on the card.
They were like, oh, cool, we want to do this. And then tickets just kept flying. And then we hit a lull, right? And then the week of, everybody, the last minute people were always like, oh, cool. Like, you see
this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, like you see, I'm like, guys, tell your people the tickets are going to be sold out. But like you guys know, even if you get a GA seat ticket, it's a good ticket.
Yeah, there's not a bad seat.
Yeah, and we put, GA is like kind of get what you get typically anywhere you go. But we have a bunch of chairs that the venue has there. We don't put them away. Like, if you can get a chair, get a chair. There's a little table there, get a table there. It is what you first come, first serve. But this one's going to be pretty full. We have Jeremy Johnson, Josh McKinney doing the announcing again. We spend a lot on pay-per-view to have high quality stuff so that you guys can have your matches
recorded.
Yeah, we say, and we always try to say, if you guys want them, we send them to you. We don't care. The pay-per-view is at the same place as the ticket sales, and they send you a link, you stream it. It's knock on wood. So far, it's been a great, it's kind of like you never really nail it on the first try, but we kind of did.
Hey.
So it's cool.
It's awesome, man.
We'll tell people where they can buy tickets at.
So the tickets and the pay-per-view stream are at nitrotickets.com/CXBJJ. You'll see it right there. You click on the event and then you pick your preferred fighter. You can pick Zach.
Pick me.
Yeah, you can pick Zach since he's here. Or if you pick no preference, that goes to me. But no, pick who you want to see. If you don't have anybody you want to see specifically, just randomly pick it. But no, it's going to be an awesome show. Doors open at 6. First match is at 7. My son Nathan is going to be shredding the guitar for the national anthem. So he's excited for that. And I'm going to pay him. He's like, how much do you get paid? I said, $750. He's like, shut up. Rent's due. You owe me $725. So, but yeah, no, it's going to be cool, man. And that's like, again, just to go back, I'm trying to make these memories for people. And for Nathan, he's been on the show twice, won one, lost one. Now he's doing the national anthem. Like look, my arms right there. Not just for me, but for like Jenny and then Nathan and then his guitar teacher is going to probably be there. And then our families, my daughter will be there for the first part of it. It's just cool, man. It's creating those memories for everybody.
It is.
That's awesome. It's a good time. And for people that are interested in jiu-jitsu and you want to see something cool, like that'll get you really fired up, this is definitely an event you want to come and see.
Yeah, and I tell everybody, I'm like, it's an event, right? It's if you like jiu-jitsu, it's a niche market. Like if you like jiu-jitsu and this is your thing, then you're going to really love it. But if you just want to get out and do something,
right?
Tickets are $35. They're super fucking cheap.
Yeah.
And you're going to and you're going to have it's an event. It's a show and it's fun, right? And you're going to meet people you never met before. Like you're gonna be like, holy shit, okay, he's sleeping. Like, and it's just a cool. I always say it's an event, but it's geared towards jiu-jitsu people.
Yeah, it's perfect, man.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait. And
I'm excited.
Thank you so much for coming in today and kind of giving us the breakdown of everything. And
we'll have this out tickets. We'll have this out the week of the fight and the matches, and we'll get the link out there for everybody.
Yeah,
so.
Awesome.
Get your tickets. You got 4 days to the event, people. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Adam, thanks again for coming in. And I don't know if we want to do our normal ending or not.
No, we can't.
Yeah,
No.
so,
I did it last time.
Oh, you did it last time.
I'll do it again. I'll do it again. So if I had a tombstone, it's gonna say, Dan Schucart did this to me. Get him back.
That's perfect. Well, thanks everybody for tuning into the show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for us. Pat and I have a goal to get to 500 subscribers on YouTube before the end of 2025. Share this episode with a friend. Come to the event, and we will see you next time.